Good afternoon, everyone. Last class we are seen about the basics of camera settings and about the color wheel and about the curves and what all the uses of that, all the options we have checked. Today we're going to check about the qualifier and window and tracker and blur and keyer and scaling. So what all these options will do, and then we go for the basics primary grading, or we're going to start the primary grading.
Okay, ကျွန်တော်ပြီးခဲ့တဲ့ lesson မှာတော့ကျွန်တော် camera နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ camera tracking နဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဟာတွေသူပြသွားပြီပေါ့နော်ဒီဒီတော့တခြားကြံခဲ့တဲ့ tools တွေအဲဒီဆက်တက်ပြောက်သွားမှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်လက်ရှိတော့ tools တွေဘယ်လိုသုံးမလဲဆိုတာကိုအရင်ပြောပြီးတော့ basic ကိုဆက်တော့ပါ
So this is qualifier tool, so you can see like different kind of settings over here. You can key it and you can get the input done. So I'll do the basics of this thing and then so here's the qualifier. So I want to select only the face and I have to increase the brightness. So just I'm going to add one more layer.
The qualifier tools ပါနော်
So this is a picker. So whenever you select this tool, so always it will come like a picker. So wherever you want, select it. So once you see, yeah, what is this exact comes. So this is like which portion I want it. So I want like how much portions you want. Here we can have the options like hue, adjustment and saturation and luminance. In these three options we can adjust the keyer and we can get the perfect inputs for whatever we wanted, and a particular portion we can select it. And you have the here you can see like some more selections tools. Okay, you can minus this, which you don't want this and all, so you can minus this, not too much, maybe you can minus that. And this one, so I want to add little more of this, so you can select here and plus sign, it will come selecting the particular portion. And you have a feather, so how much feather you want. And if you want more feathers, and you can select more feathers over here.
ဒါကလည်းပို detail ကြတဲ့ tools တွေပေါ့နော်
So you have options like invert option. So I don't want the, you can invert the selection. This is the invert option. You can select and range, and this is the matte fitness level. So how much noise you want. Look at it. You can see like you can see a lot of noises over here when you are keying. So we can reduce the noise with this. So how much reduce you want, you can reduce it, and how much clean up the blacks and whites. So look at here, and how much blur you want, you can select it. Even though you can like your adjustment after this also, you can adjust it little more soften, so how much you want to get it. And so now you can see that. So before it was too noisy, now we can see like still the noise is running, so we have to adjust little more blur also. So now you can see you can grade it particular selections tool, like look at here. You can select like this, and you can do like desaturate the colors over there. You can change the whichever fill you want, you can change it with this. So you can see like normally before it was the colors. So only the particular skin tone we can select and we can work on it for this shots and all. For this you can not only for changing color, wherever the grading, the secondary grading, when you are done, after that whichever portion you want to select particularly, and you, with this tool you can work on it. So here we're going to see next more option. So further option, what all these things will do. So you see here I'm going to select another one. So let me deselect this and you can go for it. So let me increase a little more brightness for this shot, maybe like you can see more. Now you can see Rgb Keyer. So this one, before we select seen about the highlights and shadows and Keyer. Now we're gonna see about Rgb Keyer. For example, I'm gonna select the complete only the RGB. I'm gonna select this Keyer. Now you can see it been selected. So more probably we have to mix the colors with this. So majorly like rich family is a more important in this. So because rich channel is a more thing over there in the colors selection, so we can use it. So then important for the shot and everything, how we want to select it. So because sometimes it depends on the lighting, maybe like you can get it like perfect color picking, otherwise because of some lighting you will have shadows over here that you have to work manually. So these all the tools will work along with that. So let me show some of this. Can see here the face part only. Now we have little more extra over here. Just let us clean some more here, and we can adjust little blur, and we can get that shadow part little bit. Yeah. So now you can see that how much detail we are getting in that. So when you see this shot, you can see a lot of shadows here. So according to that you have to match it, because here you have to make a separate selection and you have to work on it. So just for the tool settings, I'm just showing it. While working, we're gonna see that lot of in-depth things and all. So same thing, I'm gonna change the complete view in this, so you can see like different settings in that. Like unnatural color to like a tone feel, maybe you can like give that particular selection area like this. With this tool you can work on it. And then next, these are the major tools we can use. Otherwise you can switch off some of the channels. Maybe you can keep only the red channel to be like more dominated things. If you see green channel, you can off it. I don't want to use the green channel, I want to use only the red channel. You can select it and you can deselect that. So it will be more comfortable, particularly color picking, when you are picking particular color. So you need to understand which channels of color you have to work, family colors you have to work on it. We have to check it that. So these tools will work like this. So you can see that. So completely before it was greenish. Now just given a little magenta color, so it can be like unnatural thing, maybe like field, and still a lot of things to work on it. And same thing over here. So I'm going to add one more channel over here. So I'm going to show you about the Rgb Keyer, how the Rgb Keyer works. Same like in highlights, you select here, same like you have a luminance, you have a particular thing, you can use that. Even though here also you can particular, like example, I'm going to show some of this green color to pick. So green color is completely overall, the green is there, so you have to base grade it and then you have to select. Can you see here? So when this kind of particular keyer you want to select, you need to select the, you need to use particular windows. I want only that portion. So these are the window tools. So when you see here, this is a window tool. So you can have a linear, circle, polygon, curve and gradient. So for this we're going to use like circle curve. So particular portion we're going to use that.
The window tools one.
So if you see here, I'm going to just balance small how much particular selections you can. So I want to change little warmer side, like, so now we can see like completely. So these are the tools which you have. Can just, this is the unnatural thing, just I'm showing the tools. So maybe like when you are practicing in home, maybe it will be more you can knowledge get it from this. Okay, so I'm gonna deselect everything. Sorry. So we're gonna just go back to this qualifier tool, and we have a 3D qualifier. So you can particularly, it automatically picks the exact thing. So I'm going to choose some. If you draw it, it will be fun. You can find out. So I want like this more portion more, this more portion more. So black portions, where under like black portion, you can select it here, and you can change in highlight mode also. Like I want to select this, and you can, how much softness you want, you can select it here, and spills and all you can erase this. And you don't want this color, you don't want this areas, means you can deselect this. So it automatically keys your perfect locations, so no need to worry about it. And you can have denoise some of this and particular areas, and clean the black. And there's a input ratio, how much you want to keep, and there's another shrink, how much grow. So those who are working compositing, they can find this, how much it will be there. So a shrink means it will reduce the edges of the red, and grow means it outside things will come out, and opening and closing. So how much opening you want to get it in the mode, like you want to like clean up things, or you want to leave it closed up things. So these are the selections you can, when you practice you can adjust it. And shapes, normally shapes, how much shapes you want, like, and radius here. So you can see like I'm going to grow, so you can see it will be like outside, it will be edge of the keyer, it will be grows, and opening. Okay, you can see like, you can see that how much it's opening and closing, and you can see, and how much black to be clip. Like if you select the opening thing, so it's like completely like circle shapes, that whatever we use this, you can use a circle shape, or you can use a squared one, or you can use the diamond one. Just about the keyer, so how much you like. So I'm going to just show. So these are like pixels, how much pixels you want. Like example, I'm going to just diamond it, I'm just going to keep like 3 4. So I'm going to just add window on this, it's going to show. These tools are not like detailing work to make a detailed work, so most probably you can see how much detailed information we can get it in this. So we select background, we can pull a lot of information with these tools, and we can change the colors also according to the camera input, whatever you got it. So now I used only the outside portion. Now we can see that. So this all the 3D Keyer will do it, because I have selected only these so many portions, so it can be easier to select it. This is a new option that we get in DaVinci. So next we're gonna see about in depth about windows, what all the types of windows you can use, and so let me reset this. I'm gonna show some windows. This is the window that it depends upon the shot and our view. I'm going to choose different shot, maybe like little wider shot. Okay, this is like night shot. So you can look at it.
ခုနပြခဲ့တော့ qualifier 2ဆိုတော့เนาะအခု window 2ဆိုသူ detail ပြန်ပြပါဦး
So particular selections. Now we're gonna see about the window tools. So what all the we got here. I'm gonna see that. So particularly I don't want this much glow outside, maybe like you can select it like I want to be little darker over these portions, because so particular portions, like when you have a beauty shots like this, and you can have this tools to window and work on. You can have multiple layers in one window, one node.
နောက်တစ်ခုမှာ layer အများကြီးခေါ်လို့ရတယ် selection တည်တတ်နေနဲ့
So look at you. This time I'm going to change it. Now this is all the main purpose of windows we are using, and we have a separate windows also in this. We can have, I'm going to show that also in that. So sorry, you can add multiple windows, and we have a circle here. So when you have a circle, and you can put it here and you can grade it. So if you put in the same layer, example, I'm going to disable. Already we have created one layer for this walls. So if you put the same window over here, so the same color will apply in everywhere. So we don't want to do that. So whatever the particular portion, you have to keep always you have to add a node over here and just select it. And either you can key it this one, only the particular portion. Example, I'm going to key green portion, or so it's selecting entirely. So let me go to the color Rgb Keyer. Maybe I can select only green, so it will be easier for to know understand it. So I'm going to off all the channels, only the green channel I'm going to select it. And when you go here, and you can see that I'm going to deep it little bit and little more brightness. I'm going to reduce the green completely into a little warmer thing. Still we have selected this kind of layers, but when you are grading, you need to key and work, then only it will be easier to locate your, because here in this window we have kept normal windows. Now we need to little blurred, and you have to adjust little bit, and you have to key it, and you have to get it that. So and then here it is. Just these are the Windows option that you get it here. So I'm gonna go for the next layer. So I'm going to show lines. So these are lines. Maybe like you have the options like this to keep and free your nodes, free your points, and you can keep over whenever you want. You can add more points also in this like this. Yes, you can add whatever points you want. So now if you see, the shot is like a static shot. Sun dissolve is there. So static shot is no problem. When you have a movement shot, so you need to track that, and you can have this, and you can see like how much input feather input output we get it. So I'm going to show you this. You can see. So this is the window. So how much feather we want it, how much feather inside. And you can like so you can see this layer, particular layer. You see with a small little contrast adjustment we have done here. So and we can create it. We can create it with the lines tool also. This is like pen tool. So you can manually go for it. And we have a gradient. This is an important tool. So you can see in this. It will easier because it will give you a selection, how much selection you want over here, how much feather you want it. So for the example, I'm gonna just little more bright on over there. So I'm just giving you can see how much information. So whatever the white places is there, like it will give you the information you have where you have to grade that. So black is like completely like you can't do anything over there when you are putting this windows and all. So example, I'm going to show only this particular portion, how much I'm you can see only. So when you have that window selection, okay, like this. Can you use the little more flare? So get the entire portion like. So entire portion, little information you can get. So these are the major tools. You can see it in window tools. So with this you can use, you have the scaling, and you can adjust the aspect ratio, and you can pan right and left, and you can tilt up and down, and how much rotation you want. So example, I'm going to show you. So how much rotation you want, how much you can adjust the opacity of the window. So I just need like 50% of my color is fine. So let me open it 50%. So it comes to back to that green field. So let me keep that 100. So it gets the exact and this is the softness, how much softness you want, and softness to like top and bottom, and softness 3 right side you can get it. So these are the tools selections that we're going to use in DaVinci Resolve.
window tools selection tools about no DaVinci ma tone tools about.
So and then we're going to see about tracker.
The tracker tools.
So let me take some moment shot, maybe it will be easier for you. Here we have a little moment in a face. So let's go to little moment of the shot. So for tracker you need like window, so then only you can track it, but in this window you can stabilize also, and some effects, open effects if you have here, so use that, you can track that effects also particularly. So like it's like compositing only over here. So in the compositing I'm gonna show you some small tracker over here. So I'm gonna select this particular face over here. So I don't want to grade other portions, let me select only the. So once you play it, it automatically tracks. So now we can see that we have the movement tracker right now. So what, according to the facial expression, we have the movement tracker here. So you can see with window. So we get a perfect track. Little more jerk is here. So little small jump is here. Look, can you see the wave? There's a small. So you can have little pointer tracker also. Like I'm gonna reset. So right now we saw about the cloud tracker. Like it'll automatically tracks the entire selection of over here. So now we have a point tracker also. You can select particular portion and you can track with that. So when you select a point tracker, you have to create a pointer over here. You can create multiple points over here. So I'm going to show like multiple point tracker. So you can have like shoulder. You can create some point over here. You can add one more point. This time I'm going to select one more point. So I'll give me. So it's selected only 2 points, so we have to select one more point over here. So when you have multiple tracker, we need to adjust, like look at it, here the point tracker is jumping, so you have to match according to that. So let me reset, let me give it one pointer tracker, it will be easier for this shot. So these are only small movement, is not a big movement. These are the point tracker. You can see like we don't have that 3D tracker, just like one 2D track. So you'll have only that particular moment will X and Y ways that X and Y only will track it. So when you have this cloud tracker, it tracks the entire face of the information. It automatically takes the So it automatically takes the entire face tracking, whichever points is available, you can match it according to. Now you can see you have the exact movement without shaking anything.
tracker 2 cloud tracker နဲ့ point tracker ကိုရှင်းပြီးပြတယ်
So here we can see like pan, tilt, zoom, rotate and 3D tracker. So if your shot is like panning only, you can select only panning track. You can deselect everything. So if you have only the pan, you can see like example, I'm going to show this. So it will take only the panning, it won't take the entire tilt and up. it takes only the right pan track only, it not takes the entire thing. So when you select this, when you have a tilt tracker and if you have the short tab, little zoom, and you get the rotation is there, maybe you can like 3D is like it will take automatically depths or the 3D tracking will happen. So it will take the wherever the best tracking position, it will match to the according to that the points, it will match it. So these are the options that you can work on the shots. When you have a complicated shots to track it, you can use these tracks. So now you can see like particular, and we have little camera jerk is there, maybe you can select, we can stabilize over here. Just I'm gonna show some stabilization. So normally the Devons have a very good stabilization tool, so it'll you can get the smooth camera movement. So I'm gonna deselect this. So let me go to this one. Can you see? So let me play the shot and you can see this. So still that camera movement is there. Let me adjust this few more. So instead of zoom and get the zoom, we have like cropping options and smooth and strength, how much you want to take it. So you can give a selection over here. So let me give like little more smoother animation, not to be like too much. So let me give a camera lock. So let me stabilize right now. You can see how much the camera stabilization is happening over here. The center point is stabilized, but here it's still not been happened properly. Let me reset it and go back again and remove the camera and make it a similarity translation. And we have like 3 options: perspective, similarity, and translation. So let's go to the second option and you can find. You can see little more adjustment is that, little more stabilization. Now we got the exact one, but we have left and right little blacks are coming. Either you can like scale it, or you can reset the. You can reset it and you can zoom little bit on that. Now we get the natural movement of little shot without not too much shaking. So I can show you the bypass it, maybe you can see that. So I can see before it was like too much shaking over there. So now you see not too much shaking, but even though you can adjust the strength and the smoothness, crop how much you want to crop it. And we have a translation tracker stabilizer also. So and you can see that what this one does, you can see that. It's just a transform that gives a left and right and gives an exact tracker to not stay in a particular portions. So these are, you can see that, and how much you can see, like when you have this tracker you can see how much, and you can zoom the tracker how much it goes tracked over here. So how much portions it have been here, and you can animate here if you want some other tracker to adjust it. So everything we can do, and you can have zoom little more over here and check how much track has been happened over. So this is the line is like blue line is like general shots, whatever shoot at content line, and these are the green and yellow will let tracker points, like you can see like everything. So when you move here each and one frame, so you can find how much it had the moments it has changed. So these are the trackers options, stabilizer options for using tracker tool. And you have a little more tools, so you can reset track and you can copy, you you can use classic stabilization, and it will be easier, and you have a lot of options here, not much of you don't want to go for it. So everything will be like just copy paste, delete that tracker in particular place, delete the keyframe if you have added some keyframe over here. Let's say I'm gonna add some keyframe over here. Just I'm gonna give little. So we can select particular keyframe and it will be easier to work on that. So you can select a keyframe over here. So I'm just going to select little more here. I'm just going to add keyframe over here. And these are the major tools you can use it. So I'll go to the
let's see tracker tools stabilize လုပ်ဖို့လို့သူပြောပြနေပါတော့ stabilize ဆိုကိုလိုချင်တဲ့ပုံစံမျိုး detail လုပ်လို့ရဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းရှင်းပြတော့
So next we're going to see about FX tracker. FX tracker, we have something like blur in particular portions, so you can track that FX portion only. So I'm going to show some FX over here. I'm going to put some blur over here. I'm going to give invert selection, like a dreamy feel. If you want to track it, you can use this. You can use this with both the trackers, by window tracking or in a FX tracking. So I'm going to do it in FX tracking in a particular clip. So let me add a point tracker over here. Just now blur will be like that, the entire blur what we used, so that will be completely like in a tracking mode. It won't move, it won't be like in a staying in the same portion. So the effects also will go around with the camera movement. So if you want to see that, I'm going to show this. So effects also will be in same tracker, so you can add a window on that particular location, and you can have the window tracking, and it will be easier to match. It won't stuck on the same place. It will be like matching with the camera movement, blur and particular locations. So I'm gonna show. You can see like blur also is little moving along with the camera tracker, and blur is not staying over a single point, and window is perfectly is there. So these are the options we can use in secondary color gradings. So these are the major 3 tools we can use, 4 tools we're going to use that. And you can have the next tool is like blur tool. So you can have like the blur, mist, and sharpen the footage. You have little defocused shot means you can have the little sharpen on your example. I'm going to show. I'm going to disable this. I'm just going to show how much blur you can get. You can have this blur is particularly like in depth. What are the shot details, information, it will in depth there. But in a FX plugin, it will entirely apply the blur. So in this blur, if you do, it will apply that gradiently, like in the shot, how much depth is there, where is there, you can see here. And you can adjust the ratio, how much ratio you want, and how much blur scaling you want. You want a little more blur scaling, you can give a little more blur scaling. So and you can give like this, and you can have the sharpen tool. Maybe you can like, you can in a little sharp the footage, like you can less.
ဒါ blur tools ပါ tools နောက်တစ်ခုပေါ့
Can give the sharpen a little bit, and they have a mist. If you have like like beauty shots, like for early morning or a mist shot, maybe you can give extra mist into like more in depth, so it will apply overall mist that it will be like beautiful in the shots. So right now I don't have that much shots, so maybe you can search, we can practice while you are practicing. Maybe you can use these tools and you can check it out. And this is keyer. So I'm gonna, keyer is help of to whatever you done the keying over here in this, it makes you that shot how much intention you want and what are the inputs. I'm going to show you some little information about that. So example I'm going to take, so we have this keyer already, we had the window of that, so I'll take all the things. Let me go with this, maybe you can understand. Okay, you can see here this is change the face. Maybe you can like adjust little more, so how much depth you want, you can adjust it over here. And softness, how much softness you want.
Not a tools key.
So it helps to enhance more whatever you keyed it, and how much blur you want, so how much offset you have to do. So I'm gonna showing everything over here. And you don't want this, you can invert it selection over here. You can invert it selection over, you want the shots particularly information. So these are the important tool when you are doing a secondary things, when you are doing the keying shots, or when you have the qualifier tool with the help of like doing more in depth on the colors, like particular colors you want to work, you can use this one. So these are like called node keyer. So this is input keyer, this is output keyer. So we didn't select the input keyer. Input, if you have we directly key here and we can adjust here. We have already we keyed here in a qualifier. Now we are doing in key output, so you can see here how much tools, so how much offset you put. So it's like soft look. So you can see like how much before it was like little too much order, so now it like little softer look. And look at the eyes and nose, and we have little eyelets open over here. So this can be helpful for that. So now we're gonna have next tool, it's like scaling. We can do it pan scale over here, and you can scale it. It's normal scaling thing, and you can flip flop the shot. And these are the major tools, right? We have to understand. With this tool we're gonna work all the gradings, basic grading and primary grading, secondary grading and fraternity grading. So everything will be working with these tools only, so maximum. So these are the main options of color wheel with this curve, qualifier and window and tracker, and some plugins, mist effects, and then keyer, node keyer, and then scaling. So this 3D option, if you have a 3D window, maybe I'll show it in end of the class, this one about the 3D. So let's go to the primary grading, which how it's going to start the grading with when you are doing a work. So normally in the last class we saw about the camera setting. So we have the camera setting is right, we have like log content here, we shoot it in red camera. We have the red camera footages we have here. So see here we have selected all the things over here. So I'm using red lock film for this. So normally they'll give a LUT for that. If you have the LUTs, particular LUTs, you can use like 3D LUT when you have a log kind of content. So you can use like Arial. So you get when you have the LUT, they'll get the default profile that. So normally when you have a working on a log file, that is very important for this, because Red have separate they given a log to conversion, so you can do it over here also. So I don't want to work on log, so you can go for it. I just work on some red gamma, so you get your information. So sometimes it makes you darker, so you won't pull the information. So that's what log is very important when you're working in movies. Like log content only people everyone want, we can get your information more in depth and you can get it everything. So normally when you are grading, you need to add like 3 layers. So my first order will be like contrast and saturation, and second layer is like luma, highlights, shadows, and then third layer is like color. Okay, so let me go for the first layer. Is like I'm going to increase my saturation. So you can, depends on the shot and you can keep it. I'm just keeping like randomly right now.
ဒါတော့ဒီလုံးနေကြပုံစံအတိုင်း notes ဆို3ခုခွဲပြီးတော့တစ်ဆင့်ချင်းစီသွားရဆိုတော့ပြောပြပါ
And then I got a saturation over here, and you can see how much saturation you want. Right now I got some panel over here, so I can look at it. How much saturation you want, you can take it with that. So I'm doing only on contrast and saturation, not anything else. So just look at it.
ဒါဒီလုံးနေကြပုံစံအတိုင်းပထမဆုံး notes မှာ contrast composition နှစ်ခုကလွယ်ရင်တခြားဘာမှမလုပ်ဘူးပြောပြတော့
So I'm gonna get the basic look of that. So you can see. Okay, you can see here like this is my contrast tone only. So I give manually and work on with this, so you can see like I don't burn too much things over here. You can see like it's whatever it's, I'm just increase contrast and depth of field, and how much colors we gonna how much lighter they have, how much colors required, we have increased that much portions only. So next we're gonna see, so now the contrast is finished right now. You can label it, maybe you can give a orange color for it, so it will be like contrast, and add your second color like a green, so it will be like your highlights, lift gamma again. So I'm going to show some how much highlights I'm going to increase.
3 notes တော့ highlights ဆို
So normally I'm increase the highlights and little more midtones enough and little more darker. So this is the basic thing which I'm doing. You can see here. So I'm offing. So you see, this is the contrast and saturation, the first node, and second node is like my highlights, shadows, and midtones, and you can see like how much information I got. You can see like how much detailed information I get here, and look at here how much brightness according to the lighting they kept it. And you have the next is like color tool. You have to use the color tool, and you have to get, so for in the color tool you have to majorly have to see which is the more dominant color right now. So I'm going to go with this, and you can see like, so yellow is more, so yellow's family car you have to reduce the yellow. So majorly I'll work with the again first, and then I'll go with midtones, and then I'll go with shadows. You can see this is my color layer. Still magenta is there, little more reduced. So can you see only the color layer which I am working. So this is the primary grading. When you have basic shots, when you have graded it, you should work with this similar content. Like it depends upon the singular. If you have in the same location, you can copy paste the same shot. If I do the same grading over here, it will be like different look. So I just grabbed it and just gonna upload it, because we don't have that much information over here in this shot. We have to, each and every shot we have to work differently according to the locations. So in this shot you can see, like, I'm going to show the input and output how it is, so you can be like watch. So left side is like it's a raw full content where directly we converted the camera into red lock film, and right side is we have only the base graded.
The way to red log film video, never channel basic color graded. You can buy it.
And this is the basic primary grading. I'm gonna go for the secondary grading in this shot. So you can have the, and just go remove it. I'm just gonna take. So before you are going to secondary grading, you have to analyze the shot beginning. So it's depend, the director wants to remove this highlight portion, so you can have the window and you can track it, and you can or you want little more facial information on the face, so you can just add a new window. So sorry, so let me go with that, remove this highlight portion, not too much highlight portion should be done, and then just go to the window. Either you can have the too much options on this, either you can select it here. Now you can go with that pen tool because it has shape is there. So now we can adjust a little more softness how much you want. So I'm just gonna track this.
Let's see, Kuna to job yagger trigger to say and the video. Ready to young band and the highlight look track like that.
So let's come to that shot. So now we can, if we have a tracker that only this particular light. So let me go to the color and you can see that. So I'm gonna just reduce the information and little more saturation for that to like look more. So you can see, like, now we have the more information on the light to show better view of the shot. Now I'm gonna play the shot and you can see this. So this is, and you can add one more layer and you can increase little more face, little beautier. So you can have one more window layer and you can have that. Like just a little beauty layer just I'm gonna give, not for too much changes over there, just I'm gonna change a little bit over here. I'm gonna leave a little softness. You can see like we have little increase and little softer we have given a skin tone. So right now we are working off res in red in R3D file. So when you have a seeing the, I'm just gonna show you a full frame of that. Maybe you can finalize, see better. So now you see like it's completely like full beauty shot. Just I'm gonna show input and output. And we forgot it, we didn't track this. Normally when you have the camera pan, just make sure you have to track everything. So otherwise it will be like color will be like stayed there only and you won't feel like same settings. So let me go back to the original, let me track that, the window. So now you can see it has been tracked. So you can see like now you can see the final output of the shot. So this is the shooted content and this is the graded content. So this way you have to analyze the shot and you have to work it. So just practice this primary grading and then secondary basics things. Always work, just make sure all the shots do the primary beginning, because that easier to work it and it will be easier to convey the directors or DOPs to be how the look and feel. After that the directors and the DOP will sit next to you and they want how they shoot it, they will tell you that I want this kind of tone. So we can have this shot itself, we can have little more tone on that. Just I'm gonna add one more layer. So let me give like little tone desaturate. I'm going to give little unnatural tone for this.
အခုသူလက်ရှိ roll of fame အယုတ်ကိုမှ basic grade ထည့်ပြီးတော့တဲ့ဟာကိုအခုထားပါ driver အကြိုက်တော့ DOB အကြိုက်တော့ကျွန်တော်ဒီလိုဟာလေးဒီလိုအရောင်လေးလိုချင်တယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဟာမျိုးပြောတဲ့ခါကြောက်လို့ရှိရင်သူဒါမျိုးထပ်လုပ်လို့ရတဲ့ဟာကိုပြောပြပါဒါကြောင့် basic မဟုတ်တော့ဘောနည်းနည်းအရောင်နဲ့ထပ်တင်နေရပါပြီဆိုတော့ပေါ့
Now you can see this complete one layer. I just added the just little warmer tint for to look the night feel kind of shot. So then you can make like this, and this is like the secondary versions. You can have it, and this is like a night feel that just gave it with the according to the light source. So gave this lighting. So it will be like final output. Maybe like director wants this kind of feel. Maybe like DOP likes this kind of feel. Maybe we can get it, and you have to maintain the same colors in entire shot like this. So just practice today and let me know what you have doubts in that. So if you have any doubts, let me know.
Okay. နည်းနည်းမေးရရှိမေးလို့ရပါတယ်
Hello. Hello.
အမျိုးမရဟာဟဲ့လေအမျိုးလို့လည်းလုပ်လို့မရအမျိုးလို့လုပ်မရဘူး
You have any questions in this? Excuse.
Hello.
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 Hello ကိုကြားလာကို
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဟောကြားပါတယ်
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကိုမေးကြရှင်မေးလို့ရပါတယ်ကို
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်ဗျာအခုမှကျွန်တော်လည်း visit ဆိုတော့လေတိတ်ပြီးတော့မေးကြရအောင်ရှိသေးပါတော့ဗျာအခုပြတော့ရတဲ့ခြေခံလေးပဲ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဒီနေ့ဆိုလက်ရှိသူအရင်နေ့ကပြသွားတဲ့ tools တွေရယ်အခုဒီနေ့နောက်ထပ် advanced သုံးလို့ရတဲ့ tools တွေရယ်နည်းနည်းရှင်းပြသွားတော့ဗောနော်အဓိကတော့ဒီ basic ပါပဲဗောဒီနံပါတ်တစ်ခုအရေးကြီးတာတော့ဘာလို့သူအခုပြသွားတဲ့ပုံစံဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တစ်ခုလို့တော့မှဆိုရှင်နောက်တစ်ခုခွဲတယ်နောက်တစ်ခုပြောမှဆိုရင်နောက်တစ်ခုခွဲ note တွေကိုမရောတော့ဘူးဗောနော်အဲ့လိုတော့
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါဗျာ
basic ကတော့အဓိကအဲ့ဒါပါပဲသူခုနဒီ color စချိန်တဲ့အချိန်မှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်လည်းဒီပထမဆုံးဟာဆိုလို့ရှိရင် saturation contrast နောက်တစ်ခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင် highlight နောက်တစ်ခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင် color နဲ့ထပ်ထည့်တယ်အဲ့တော့မှ advanced ဒီလိုထပ်ထည့်လို့ရတယ်ဆိုအကြောင်းသူပြောပြသွားတာပါ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါဗျာဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါဟုတ်ကဲ့ကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ကိုမေးသက်ရှင်မေးလို့ရပါတယ်ကို
So these are the major things you have to consider. This is a contrast, highlights, midtone, shadows, and color. So these things is called you call a primary, and these things you call as secondary things.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ခုနပြောသွားဆိုပဲဒီရှေ့ဟိုသူလက်ရှိချိန်ထားအတိုင်းဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ပေါ့လေအရှိပိုင်း၃ခုက primary နောက်ပိုင်းကျတော့နည်းနည်း secondary နည်းနည်းကြာသွားတော့
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါ
နောက်ကို2စင်နဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့ကိုမေးရရှင်မေးလို့ရပါတယ်နော်ကို
So just practice in your place. You have a computer and just practice the color thing. And if you have anything you have doubts, let me know. Maybe I can help it out for you.
အဓိကတော့သူကပြောအဓိက practice လုပ်နေလို့ရှိရင်တော့တစ်ခုပြီးတစ်ခုနားလည်လာပါလိမ့်မယ်တဲ့အဲ့ဒါကိုမှနားမလည်ရရှိလို့ရှိရင်တော့သူ့မေးလို့ရပါတယ်ပေါ့
Hello ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါ Hello
Yes.
Hello
Yes, we can hear you.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
ဟုတ်ကောဟိုကလေကာလာတင်တာလေသူက DOB ကြိုက်ပြင်ရမှာလားကိုယ်ကြိုက်ကိုပြင်ရတာလား
အဲ့ဒါတော့မှန်တယ်ပြောလို့ရှိရင်တော့ decision maker ပေါ်မှာမူတည်ရလို့ထင်မယ်လေကိုသူကတော့ဒီနေ့ပြသွားတော့သူက basic လေးတွေပေါ့နော်ဒီလိုချိန်လို့ရတယ်အဲ့ဒီ basic ကိုမှ DOP ကဘယ်လိုချင်း director ကဘယ်လိုချင်းလဲ decision maker ပေါ်မှာမူတည်ပြီးတော့မှ color thing ဆိုပြောင်းသွားတာပါ
ဟုတ် color တင်းကငကိုတဲကဟိုထွက်ပြီးတာအဲ့လိုလားဘူး
အဲ့လိုတော့မဟုတ်ပါဘူးကျွန်တော်ခုနကသူပြသွားရတာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကျွန်တော်တို့ source ပေါ့နော်အခုလက်ရှိ source က run နဲ့ရိုက်ထားတယ် run log frame ကိုမှ basic color ထည့်ပြီးတော့မှ advanced ဆိုမှဒီလိုထပ်လို့ရရဲဆိုဟာသူပြောပြသွားတာပါ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ဟုတ်ဟို note level ကလေကျွန်တော်ကအခု note level ကအဲ့ဒီအကြောင်းလေးရှင်းပြလို့ရတာမရတော့နော်
note level ဆိုတော့အခုဘာပြောပြလဲရပါဘူးရှင်းပြလို့ရတယ်ဘယ်လို
ဟောတခုခွဲတာပေါ့နော် note လေးတခုအဲ့လိုမျိုး note သတ်မှတ်တာမရှင်းဘူးချင်း
ဟော note သတ်မှတ်တာမရှိဘူးဆိုတော့ तू ကအခုကျွန်တော်ခုနပြောသွားလို့ပဲ notes တွေအများကြီးဖြစ်သွားတယ်ဆိုတော့ဟာကိုတခုပြီးတခု
ခက်လို့နော်
hello ကို
ဟုတ်ကြတယ်
ဟောမို့ပထမဒီအခုလက်ရှိပြတာဆိုတော့6ခုရှိရပေါ့နော်အဲ့6ခုရမှာဆိုရှင်ပထမ3ခုက primary နောက်3ခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင် secondary ပထမ3ခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ပထမဆုံး note မှာသူ saturation contrast လုပ်မယ်နောက်တစ်ခုကြာလို့ရှိရင်highlight တွေနည်းနည်းကစားမယ်နောက်တစ်ခုမှာသူ color လေးထပ်ထည့်မယ်အဲ့ဒါမှနောက်ထပ် secondary 3ခုဆိုလို့ရှိရင် detail ခုနကသူ band ရဲ့ area ကို track ကစားပြီးတော့သူလှုပ်သွားတယ်နောက်တစ်ခု color သိန်းစိနည်းနည်း1ဖြစ်သွားအောင်ဆိုပြီးတော့သူ color လေးနည်းနည်းတင်လိုက်တယ်အဲ့ဒါတွေအကုန်လုံးကလှုပ်လို့ရတဲ့ဆိုတာလေးပဲသူပြောပြတာပါအမှန်တကယ်ကျွန်တော်ဘယ်လိုလုပ်ချင်လဲအပြာဘက်သွားချင်လားအစိမ်းဘက်သွားချင်လားအဝါဘက်သွားချင်လားအဲ့ဒါကိုယ့်ရဲ့ imagination ပေါ်မှာမူတည်ရလို့ကျွန်တော်ထင်ပါတယ်ဒီ note တွေအများကြီးခွဲသွားတာကျတော့အမြင်ကတော့ရှုံနေမှာဒါပေမဲ့ကြည့်လိုက်တယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ငါဒီ note မှာငါဒါလုပ်ခဲ့တယ်ဆိုတဲ့ဟာမျိုးပြန်ပြီးတော့ record ပြန်ခေါ်လို့ရလို့ပါ
ဟုတ်ကဲ့
ဟုတ်ကိုဘာမှမေးချင်သေးလဲမသိဘူး
Yeah, thank you very much for today's class. We're gonna see about the next class. If you have any doubts, let me know.
Okay, ဒီနေ့ lesson တော့ဒီလောက်ပဲပေါ့နော်လက်ရှိမေးစရာရှိရဆိုလို့ရှိရင်သူမေးလို့ရပါသေးတယ်တဲ့နည်းနည်းနောက် class မှာလည်းဆက်
So
ပြီး
next
တော့
class
စောင့်
I'm
ကြည့်လို့ရ
gonna
ပါသေး
show
တယ်
different shots of primary and secondary, and what all things you can do in that shot. I'm gonna randomly create in the next class, so you can see that and maximum, and then how to deliver and what are the outputs should be there, and those all things will be there in next class. Yeah, thank you very much for joining today.
Okay.